There's a lot of information coming from David's prelim, so I made this list like not so quick rundown of all the key points that I think were uncovered during this prelim. 2 points that I think go together is one, Celeste's father actually called David to ask if that was his daughter in the headlines, and unfortunately he was right. And the second one would be there was actually a welfare check put on Celeste, and they went to David and he said that she wasn't there. There's also these blue fragments in conjunction with her dismembered body, but it was also known that she was extremely decomposed. These blue fragments were actually found to come from an inflatable pool that was found in David's home. Now moving to where people are starting to note that the Tesla was noted that David actually drove the Tesla like a few minutes away from his home, maybe like a 4-minute walk, and he dropped it off there and he left it there until the tow company came to grab it. 2 points that I think are important for the vehicle is one, there was 11 air fresheners found in that vehicle, maybe to mask the smell, I'm not sure, but 11 air fresheners. And the second one being there was not only blood in the front of the vehicle where Celeste's dismembered body was found, but there was also blood on the third row seats of the Tesla. Going a little bit back to the inflatable pool, before Celeste was put into the Tesla, allegedly, they think that the dismemberment actually happened in the inflatable pool in his garage, where they found a ton of blood under some like gym mats, I guess, and there was a whole bunch of testing done. Moving along, during the court hearing, the medical examiner actually said that they potentially think that multiple penetration was the cause of Celeste's death. However, the defense tried to claim that Celeste did that herself. However, there were 2 points made during this court hearing where I truly don't believe that Celeste did this to herself. One being is Celeste's ID was found on the side of the highway in Santa Barbara. Then they also mentioned that David actually traveled to Santa Barbara 3 times, one in April, one at the beginning of May, and one at the end of May. My speculation, my alleged theory is that maybe this was him trying to slowly get rid of a few things, and that's why he was traveling to Santa Barbara so much, and that's why her ID was found in Santa Barbara. Again, that's super alleged. I don't actually know, but I think it's something to take note. Also, in regards to that, I do also want to mention that there was a burn cage purchased. However, it was never opened. Again, I don't think that Celeste did this to herself. I think there was a plan, allegedly, but again, this is just my speculation. Before I move on to the other items that I think actually caught everybody off guard, I do also want to mention that there were 5 out of 8 times that Celeste had a partial or a match to DNA that was tested. Moving forward, I'm going to be talking about some notes that I found extremely surprising during this prelim. I genuinely couldn't believe my ears on some of these, and I want to get your opinion on some of them too. So to start, David and Celeste actually had this plan called Operation Awesome, and essentially it would be Celeste run away and live with David and they live happily ever after is kind of what the courts made it seem like. Some points that kind of highlight this operation is the security guard was driving David and Celeste around to parties and different events and stuff like that. It was also found out that unfortunately the family did know about David. Now, I'm not sure to what extent they knew about David, but they went to church with him. And unfortunately, though I don't know if they knew what they were signing, they did sign the documents for Celeste to go to London with David. One of the key points that I found extremely shocking, as well as so many other people, is that Celeste was actually pregnant and she did get an abortion. She exclaimed to David in text messages that it hurt when they had intercourse, and she also regretted having the abortion. Now moving into potential motives, so it was found out that either David's financial advisor or his manager, alongside his mother, were moving all of his assets to his mother. So it does play into that, oh, he was going to lose everything, so let's just move all that over to his mother before things get dirty. Then in conjunction of that, there was also a lot of fighting and arguing towards the end of their quote-unquote relationship. Apparently in a text message she did say that she could end his career and she was going to let the whole world know what was going on, and I guess he just got angry and upset and allegedly potentially murdered Celeste. And those are all the key points that I thought really stood out during this prelim. If you didn't hear, the judge did determine that there is enough evidence in this case to go to trial. So David will be going to trial, and I believe the arraignment is on August 31st. Are there any other points that you thought should be included in this video? If so, leave them all in the comments below. Bye!